Hi, and welcome back to this brief introduction to the Remove Background feature in the Promptalot extension. So one of the new features that I've introduced to the Promptalot extension, which I believe a lot of people will really enjoy simply because it has the potential to save them lots and lots of time, but also money, is the Remove Background feature. And what you'll notice is that whenever you upscale an image, you will see this Remove Background icon here, which is an eraser, just under the image in the extensions toolbar. Now, the simplest way to use this feature is to simply press the button. So let's say I wanted to remove the background of this image, which has a white background, which makes it particularly easy to remove the background. I would simply hit this button, and then it sends a request to the server, and this will require about usually 10 to 15 seconds. It will process the image in the background, and once it's complete, it will download the image. Now, if we go to the downloads folder, you'll see that we now have this file in here. And if I quickly preview it, you'll see that the background has been removed, at least most of it. Again, this feature is not 100% perfect because every image is obviously a bit different, and removing the background is not necessarily something that is very straightforward. But just to show you how this looks in an image editor, such as Affinity Designer, here you can see that the background has been removed. You see the checkered background, and I could also place an object here just below it to demonstrate to you that indeed the background has been removed. Now, let me show you this with another example, this one down here. If I click the eraser button, it will quickly process the image in the background, and after about 10 to 15 seconds, we'll get the new file, and it will show up here. Open up the downloads folder, and then I can open this in Affinity Designer, and here you go. So I could also copy this over to the other image and place this on top, and you can see the background has been removed. Now, these images are slightly easier to process simply because they are drawings. They have clear outlines, and also the background is obviously very clear. It's a white background. It's easier to remove that. If you were working with something that had like a fully painted background, then you wouldn't necessarily get the same results. And one thing that you'll notice is that if you open up the extension settings and go to tools up here, you'll see that there is a special setting here for the background removal model. Now, the one I currently have selected is illustrations and drawings, which is optimized for this sort of thing. But for example, if you were working with photos, photorealistic images of people, then you may want to choose human segmentation instead. Now, there are also some general purpose models and one that's a little bit more new, the general purpose plus. But in the end, what you'll have to do is you'll have to test different models depending on what you're working on. Some of them will work better, whereas others will work not as well. But you can switch between each model anytime you like, and that will then be the setting that the button will use whenever you click the button. So let me just show you a quick difference. Let me use the general purpose plus. This might just be good as well. It depends. Again, not every single model works the same, and it really depends on the image that you're trying to remove the background from. I suspect that this will be just as fine. Let me have a quick look. Let's open it up. And as you can see though, here, the general purpose model doesn't work as well on these drawings. So this is something to keep in mind. And I need to move myself here. This is something to definitely keep in mind. Make sure you choose the right model. You see, this has actually added some opacity. It has removed the background, but it's also removed a bit more than we would want to. So that's what I meant by choose the right model for the image that you're trying to remove the background from. So that's it for this brief introduction to the Remove Background feature in the Promptalot extension. Again, there's no limit to how many images you can process the background for, unlike other tools that basically give you only credits and you're limited to, let's say, 20 or 30 or 50 background removals per month. This one is completely unlimited. It's based on open source software. So yeah, I think it's a pretty good deal for most use cases. I'll see you in the next video.